Alrighty, so I'm just gonna go ahead and jump in. My name is Kat. I am a senior sales associate here at IMES. I've been here for a little bit over a year now. Um, and I've really enjoyed my time here. I absolutely love working with agents, particularly on the annuity side. And so I'm really excited about the presentation that Jacob has planned for us because, again, we'll be going over the concept of partial Roth conversions, which could be a huge opportunity for agents, particularly in retirement planning. And we'll be going over a particular product, part of North American. North American is an A+ rated carrier, very financially strong, available on both the IUL side and the annuity side. But today I'll just be focusing on annuities. How's it going, Jacob?
Things are great here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. We're super excited to have you. So, before we get into the presentation, I'll just go over some of IM's value propositions, as we always do, for our newcomers and for as a reminder for our contracted agents already. Oh, why is that? Okay, should be good. Alrighty, so just to get started, we've got our IMS builders. We're really here to increase your capital. Actually, there was another slide. We're really here to increase your capital, and so we've got a few different programs. I see this is the first slide here, and so we'll just start off here. Referred producer program. So with our referred producer program, as you know, referrals are the lifeline of your business. And so it's the same for us as well. There's no better thank you than a referral. And so these are typically Charles and Steve's favorite checks to sign. So whenever you get contracted and you bring someone else on, you get a $50, you get $50 to you whenever your referral contracts or appoints with North American, for example. You get $100 or more whenever your referral does business. And so there's no limit to what you can get based off of the referral producer program, because if they're a consistent producer like yourself, or they've got a case every now and then, you're getting paid for it, and it's not coming out of their pocket, it's not coming out of your pocket, it's coming out of our pocket, and it's just as a huge thank you for referring someone over to us. And then we've also, of course, got our marketing reimbursement. Now, I will come back to this slide. This is our first slide, the new producer builder. I'll jump back to that slide here in a bit. But with our new producer builder, this is more for the newcomers. This is for your first 180 days of being here at IMES. And so as you see, there's different levels of production that you hit. And I don't want you to be limited at all by what you're seeing here on the screen, because with every level of production, you have different things here that you could see uh, for what you'll qualify for an incentive. So for example, if you qualify for the $100,000 level because you just sent in a $100,000 level case with North American, for example, the Charter Plus, you can get an iPad, you can get 1,500 piece postcard mailing, $750 cash, and then all the way up to the $1 million level in the first 180 days. You get your preset annuity appointments. You could also do a dinner workshop. There's definitely no limit, and it is customizable. So, just let us know what you're thinking. Jumping back to the last screen, though, um, after your first 180 days, you get moved over to your marketing reimbursement account from there on, because of course you're still going to be contracted here at IMES. This is something that never goes away. So for every $100,000 of annuity premium that you do, you get $100 back, and that's $100 toward your marketing. So again, that's why I say from that first screen over, do not be limited by what you see here, because everybody has different marketing ideas and what you tend to do for your marketing, what your target market is. So just let us know what you're thinking for your marketing, and of course, we'll see what we can do. Next, we have our back office support. I truly believe that we have the best back office support, and that's because I come in daily and I see how hard everybody works here on the new business team, the marketers here, the creative team, the life team, everybody. And on top of that, even our leadership pitches in. They are in the trenches with us, rolling up their sleeves, making calls with us, making calls for us. And so it truly is a magnificent back office support. And then we've got business building tools and resources that are available to you as well. If you're a little bit more independent, we've got case design assistance. We've got the forms that you can take off of our portal or just call in and ask for them. Really, really simple. We make it as easy as possible to do business with us. Next, we have Firelight. Now, Firelight, I'm sure everybody is very familiar with Firelight. This is what we use with most of our apps. And so if you're not using Firelight and going straight to the carrier sites, I would highly suggest Firelight. Not only does it make your life easier, but we've also got Firelight staff here. I can't even tell you how many times we get call-ins from other agents, from other IMOs that may not have Firelight support staff, and that is a huge back office blessing that we have here. So definitely take full advantage of our Firelight staff if you are not contracted with us yet. And if you are contracted with us yet and you haven't utilized Firelight, Luma Firelight is something we have now too. And our Firelight staff, definitely just feel free to give us a call if you have any questions. So these are some carriers that are now available. I believe this actually might be a little bit older of a slide. So for those that have been here for a little bit longer, this is this is actually something that probably just came out as soon as we got Firelight. And so with Firelight, as you can see, we have over 70 carriers we work with now. So this slide is definitely not updated, but it's kind of nice to, take a walk back and remember what you came from, because now we have literally 99% of the carriers that we have available, and we work with over 70 carriers. So to see where we came from and where we are now is truly a blessing. And so what I'd say to this, if you're looking at this slide right here, give us a call and just ask us, what other carriers do we have, and what else is available? Because we don't only have Firelight, we've also got iPipeline. So just give us a call. We've also got our creative marketing solutions. Now, we have, I think, the best advertisement team here because they're in-house and they work with insurance agents all day, every day. They also handle our IMS Wealth Management team, so they are always busy. And because we have just been having a lot of agents and producers and advisors come over to us, they've been able to utilize our creative services department. So we've been adding some new faces here. And that's been a really, really happy occurrence, I'd say. It's always happy to know that we've got more people coming on, so we've got to hire some more people, of course, but we do have the best turnkey solutions, agency solutions, digital solutions. If you've got a logo, you just put some of that on to all of your branding and promotional flyers. I believe it definitely gives it a next level type of professionalism when you have your branding on anything you're leaving behind in the house. So definitely feel free to give us a call and ask us what we've got available in our creative department. Next, we have our IAMS website. Our IAMS website is available 24/7. We've got great sales tools, term quoter, always accessible, all of the forms like I mentioned earlier. We have Annuity Rate Watch. Annuity Rate Watch is great because it'll give you the most current rates of today, both on the MIGA and fixed indexed annuity side. And we've also got MyGIAs now. MyGIAs are a hybrid between a MIGA and an FIA. And so if you're looking for someone that wants a guarantee but wants a little bit more performance but is a little FIA shy, this would be your go-to. And so pretty soon we'll be having a MyGIA column, but My GIAs are definitely a great way to go too. And as soon as we have that column up on the annuity grid, you'll definitely see it. But we surely have been talking a lot about it. So if you've got any questions or have any clients in mind, uh, definitely just give us a call. Happy to help. Next, we have Retirement Analyzer. Retirement Analyzer, we actually have the National Index Conference going on today. Today is the first day of the 2 day, I believe it's 2 days with Kent Jackway. And Retirement Analyzer is a great type of software that if you're not using yet or haven't heard about it, I would highly encourage you to call us about it because it will give you and your client an in-depth retirement approach. And so many times, of course, we know our clients are pretty lost in retirement, just entering retirement or already in retirement, but may not have an in-depth type of analysis. And this is where you could come in, be the hero for them in their retirement by putting together a customized and very detailed, thorough type of analysis for them. So again, if you've never used Retirement Analyzer, have been curious about it, or just want some more information, just give us a call. We definitely have some great programs here that are very available to IMs, accessible to IMs, and we've got discounts on them. So definitely just let me know. Next, we have our IAMS Wealth Management. Our IAMS Wealth Management team, these advisors are not just some of the most professional people, but the nicest people I have ever met. And so, you know how cutthroat this industry can be. Just having someone who is supportive, but also just kind and really warm in the process, I think can make things that much more different for you because then it translates out to the field when you're talking to clients about all the money that they have. So certainly would take full advantage of our IMS Wealth Management department. Just give us a call and we'll transfer you right over to that department. Life and Annuity Academy, we actually have our first one coming up April 2nd through the 4th over at our Athene headquarters. And so this is a great way to increase your life and annuity revenue if that's a goal of yours this year. So certainly just give us a call. It's a great event and it is all expense paid. And so this would come to the conclusion of our value propositions. Here's our Facebook page and our LinkedIn page. Definitely feel free to give us a follow. That way you can stay up to date with what's going on with us. And so for that, I will go ahead and hand this over to Jacob.
Excellent. Thank you, Kat. Great overview of everything that IMS does for all of your agents there. It's awesome to see all the value adds you guys have. Um, let me get started here. Let me do that and get rid of my face. Okay. All right. So thank you, everybody, for being on the webinar today. My name is Jake Mollman. I'm one of our sales vice presidents here at North American. I've been with the company for 5 years in this role and really enjoy really just being an educator and a partner with you out there in the field, sharing the North American story, making sure you know all the things that we can offer as a carrier and the updates that we have on our products consistently. So my goal today is to go over a few different items. The first being just reminding you, like Kat mentioned, the strength of our organization of an A+ rated carrier that is an employee owned organization. And I don't think the time could be any better to be partnering with the strongest carriers in the industry. And we are certainly one of the best when it comes to the company that you can trust, a Midwest based company with great service, easy to do business with, and most importantly, A+ rated across the board. My agenda today is fairly straightforward. Kat mentioned that we're going to talk about our partial Roth conversion process and our bonus product, the Charter Plus FIA, and how that can really help the partial Roth conversion process. And Laura also wanted me to share our new FIA that launched just a couple of weeks ago. as well. So that's our agenda today. I'm going to start with our partial Roth conversion process. So if you haven't done any partial Roth conversions with us, or you haven't done those with any carrier, know that we are an option for you. Our partial Roth conversion process is available for any FIA that was issued February 1st of last year or after. So if you've been working with us and have issued some business since February 1st of last year, those FIAs are eligible for partial Roth conversions. This isn't something that you're going to tell us you want to do right off the bat. Anything that's in-house or that you're thinking about writing with us, know that this is an option for you and your clients. It's great that we're now offering partial Roth conversions, but I think the most important thing that we need to be delivering as a carrier is, are we going to make this process easy and enjoyable for you in the field? And when we were rolling this process out, we partnered with our partners like IMES to make sure that this is going to be a process that is advantageous for you to utilize. So I think you'll see when I go through here, the important things of a partial Roth conversion that make it easy are all there. So you'll see a portion converted to a Roth will start a new policy with the same exact parameters. So you're going to have the same cap rates, the same participation rates, and you're going to have the same amount of opportunity that you have with your traditional IRA contract. You can convert as many times as you want. The minimum to do a conversion is $5,000. So you can do that as many times as you want, and the client will be sent to 1099 for the amount converted each year. So to give you a visual of how this looks, someone puts in an initial deposit of $500,000. That's their primary contract. That's their traditional IRA. At any point, they can start converting that $500,000 to a Roth, and it will be a mirrored second contract. It'll look and act exactly the same as their traditional IRA. So if they want to convert, say, $100,000 of this every single year, they can do that. This is just an example. It doesn't need to be this amount. But if they do that, they can convert the $100,000. They'll then have essentially $400,000 in their primary and $100,000 in that second mirrored contract. Year two, they want to do another conversion. Year three, another conversion. Year four, another conversion. And then year five, a complete conversion all the way over to that second mirrored contract. Now, this is not going to have a rolling surrender charge. So if you're in a 10-year product and you are slowly converting to a Roth, everything is going to be liquid at the end of your initial 10 years that your primary contract started. So that's fantastic. You can do partial tax withholding up to the penalty-free withdrawal amount of whatever FIA policy you elected. And again, you can start with as little as a $5,000 conversion, and it just creates that one mirrored contract. So this is something that we rolled out about a year ago. As you can see, any FIA you can do this with. You can do this with our income-focused products, our bonus products, our accumulation products, whatever you might be utilizing. And this is just a fantastic time to be talking about partial Roth conversions because we're kind of in a period here where we may be able to do this at the lowest cost we've ever been able to do it until tax codes change. So if you're not talking about this with clients, it's a great value add. There's other carriers out there that do it. And the question you need to be asking that is that carrier making it an easy process? Are they going to do a second mirrored contract, or is that new contract going to be a completely new contract? Every time they convert, is it going to create a new contract? That can make things a little messy, but we make it an easy and enjoyable process for you there with our partial Roth conversions. A great product to utilize the partial Roth conversion process with is our top selling Charter Plus FIA. This is a 10-year or a 14-year premium bonus product. Last year, we sold over $1 billion in this product alone, It was our number 3 selling FIA. So we had a couple others that also did over $1 billion, but this was a really big focus for us last year in the premium bonus space. So I'll show you how this product works. Like I mentioned, it's a 10-year or a 14-year FIA contract. The 10-year we can issue to age 79, and the 14-year we issue to age 75. It is flexible premium. So every single time you add premium into the policy, you get the premium bonus for the first 3 years. I'll show you how that works, but you can add to this policy at any point. There's not a rolling surrender charge. And again, you get that premium bonus every single time you add to the policy, which is really, really cool. Like I mentioned, you have the 10 and the 14-year version. There are multiple versions of this product because it does vary by state as to what your exact bonus will be, or what versions are available in your state. So if you have more specific cases or examples, reach out to your team at IMES and they'll get you to the right spot with us. You'll see on the 10-year version, we have a low band and a high band. The low band for a free premium bonus is 9%. No fees whatsoever on the policy, 9% on everything the client adds into the policy for the first 3 years. For anything above 75,000, the bonus is 12%. On the 14-year, your low band is 11% and your high band is 15%. Right now, we have an additional 2% premium bonus special that's going on. So take advantage of that while you can. The performance inside this annuity is also very important. You'll see you have index options from strong financial brands like our partners at Morgan Stanley, Fidelity, Goldman Sachs, Barclays, and S&P. So you have a variety of uncapped participation rate focused strategies to make sure your client's still having strong growth potential inside of this annuity. In fact, you have 20 different index options available. 18 of those are uncapped. Liquidity wise, you have 10% annual free withdrawal starting in the second year. You have a nursing home confinement waiver starting in year 2, and you have a very exciting optional enhanced bonus rider that is a 95 basis point charge. So for 95 basis points, we can get you additional premium bonus. What that looks like on our 10-year product is what you see here above. The 10-year product for the base bonus, no fees, is 9%. If we add the enhanced bonus, we add an additional 9%, and the overall bonus to the client is on the far right column. So our low band is 18 and our high band is 21% premium bonus if we add that enhanced bonus on the 10-year. On the 14-year, your total premium bonus can be as high as 27% for those clients with $75,000 or more that elect the enhanced bonus. Again, the charge for that is 95 basis points annually, and that charge does go away at the end of the surrender charge period. So keep that in mind. I mentioned that you get an additional premium bonus on every single thing the client adds into the policy. This is really exciting because if you have a client who wants to continuously add into a product, you know when they sign up for this, they are locked in at getting an additional 21% on everything they add into this policy for the first 3 years. So you can see here, this is an example of a client putting in $100,000. Year 1, they add $5,000. Year 2, year 3, they add $5,000 as well. On that additional money, they're also getting bonused. So this client essentially put in $120,000 over a 4-year period, and we gave them $144,000 over that time. We gave them over $24,000 of premium bonus there. Now, I know I mentioned partial Roth conversions with this policy. When you do partial Roth conversions, that amount that goes into the Roth policy does not get bonused a second time. Your premium gets bonused, but when you're going to the Roth policy, you don't get an additional bonus on your money. These are all your crediting options that you have available. Like I said, you have 20 different options available here. You have your classic S&P strategies. You have uncapped annual point-to-point strategies. You also have uncapped annual 2-year point-to-point strategies as well. And if you want to buy up participation rate and get a little bit more participation rate for an additional fee, you also have that option as well. The Barclays strategies are important to note here. The Barclays strategies are on this annuity. You have a 6% volatility control option and a 12% volatility control option that has some really high upside potential. These Barclays strategies have performed well for us, so well, in fact, that they actually received the best index of the year from SRP Americas, which looks at all the index options in the entire industry and awards only one. And these Barclays indexes won that Index of the Year award. So we are really happy with that. This is a really busy slide, but this shows all of the options that you have available on this and how they performed over the best 10 years, the worst 10 years, and the most recent 10 years. So this is a really good snapshot piece. IMS has this available for you of all the strategies you have available. You can see you have some great upside potential. You can definitely get double-digit returns in here when the indexes perform. Again, all on top of the premium bonus that really adds the sizzle to this product. Lastly, before we wrap up here, I want to share with you our new guaranteed allocation annuity. This product launched on January 28th. So we're not even a month in to this product being available to the field. But I can tell you that exciting news. IMS wrote their first case here in the guarantee allocation just this week. So again, this is a product that's newly launched to the field. It's already selling. And I think you're really going to like the product. So this is a 5, 7, or a 10-year FIA. Again, you can do a 5-year, 7-year, or a 10-year. And your issue ages go all the way up to age 89 in an FIA for the 5-year version of this. So this is great for clients who are above that age of 80 now that we have an actual option for them. And we also have the classic 10-year that goes up to age 79. This is a fully guaranteed renewal rate product, meaning all the rates that you're going to see on this are fully guaranteed for the surrender charge period. So if you choose the 5-year, 7-year, or the 10-year, your rates on this, your cap rates, your participation rates are fully guaranteed for the 5, 7, or the 10-year period. The index options we have available are all from S&P. We have the S&P 500, S&P Mark V, the intraday index, which is my favorite on this policy because it is so heavily correlated to the S&P 500. The upside potential is just massive with it. And then a new commodity index as well. I mentioned that intraday index that's available on this. The intraday index on this chart is the blue line, and the orange line is the S&P. You can see that intraday index is very heavily correlated to the S&P 500. So this is a great way for us to give you more upside potential while tracking a volatility controlled index that is heavily correlated to the S&P 500. Now, when you start this annuity, you're not going to tell us exactly what strategies and percentages you want to utilize. You're not able to tell us, hey, I want to put 100% into the Mark V index. I want to put 50% into the intraday and 50% into the Mark V. Instead, on our allocation sheet, you're going to tell us two things. First, you're going to tell us what percentage you want in our fixed bucket. If you want to put anything into the fixed bucket, you would indicate that there. Maybe it's 10%, 20%, maybe it's 0. Then you're going to check a box. That box you're going to check is what model blend you allocate the client to. It's going to be model blend A, B, C, or D. You'll see that as we move down the alphabet, you have a higher exposure to equity indexes, which are our S&P 500 strategy and the intraday strategy that I mentioned and highlighted. You'll also notice that as we work our way back to Model A, you have higher diversifying indexes of exposure than you do with the others. The great thing about Models A, B, and C are they have always historically performed each and every year that we're looking at the market. And that's because you have exposure to the commodity index, which is historically positive when the S&P is negative. So you might be thinking, well, gosh, I wish I could just go all into the S&P 500 index. That's what I'm doing on my FIAs today, and that's what I'd like to do here. Be great if I could just go into that S&P index, know what my cap rate's going to be, and put 100% into it. Should we allow that, the historical amount of you getting an actual zero with the S&P cap, regardless of what company you're using, over the past just about 20 years, is about a 25% chance of getting a zero if you're just putting all of your money into a cap rate strategy. If you use one of our blended strategies, however, your historical frequency of getting a zero is 0%. This graph does a great job at showing what the model blend does for overall performance. The cap rates and par rates you see there are for our Model B. So Model B is the S&P cap is at 9.25. The intraday participation rate is 40. The S&P Mark 5 participation rate is 125, and the commodity index is locked at 100%. Notice that when the S&P is zero or negative, the commodity index really does well. 2008, the commodity index did 14%. 2011, the commodity index and Mark 5 both performed well. 2015, commodity index performed again. 2018 and 2022. I also like to point out that this commodity index also does well when the S&P does well. Look at 2010. S&P performed, capped out, intraday did well, Mark 5 did well, and your commodity index did well. So this is a great diversified model where we really did a lot of work with the S&P team to make sure we were giving model blends that can historically credit the client over time. This is our rate sheet that looks at all of the options available. Again, you have a 5-year version of this, a 7-year version of this, and a 10-year version of this. When your client signs up for the policy, they know all of these rates are fully guaranteed for the surrender charge term. Meaning, if your client picks the 10-year product and they want to choose Model Blend C, for example, Model Blend C gives them an 8.25 cap. The par rates are 40, 125, and 100. At anniversary, they can change model blends. So the great thing about this is if your client signs up for this policy, whether it's the 5-year, the 7-year, or the 10-year, you know for the next decade, they have a guaranteed S&P cap rate of 12% if you're using the 10-year. You can lock in historically high rates with an A-plus rated company right now for the next decade. And your client has a double-digit cap rate they can allocate to if they want. It's a great story. Your fixed account rates are there at the top at 305, 315, and 325. You don't need to allocate to that, but you can put a portion there, and then again, you select your model blend. So our idea here is, number one, we wanted to create a product that's a fully guaranteed renewal rate story. We think this is where the industry is going with overall sales, and we think this is a great opportunity to lock in interest rates at historically high levels. If you've been working with North American, you'll notice this is our first time going into the shorter term FIA strategy with a 5 or a 7-year. We're now able to help those older clients get into an FIA with all that upside potential, no fees, and historically great performance. So if you are looking for a product like this, this is a new option, again, available to you that we launched at the end of January. With that, I'll close with our EPC Agent Loyalty Program. This is our loyalty program where you can earn additional compensation for the more business that you do with us. So discuss this with your contacts at IMES. But if you do 2.5, 5, $10 million and are looking for a carrier that has been in the industry for 2 decades and can still give you that strong loyalty program, look no further than us here at North American. We are looking to partner with strong producers like yourself. With that, that's all I have. Again, we talked about our easy partial Roth conversion process, our Charter Plus premium bonus product that sold over $1 billion last year and is very, very strong today, and our new guarantee renewal rate product, the guarantee allocation. I'll kick it back over to Kat and see if there's any questions I can address before I sign off.
Yeah, absolutely. Jacob, this I think was a very powerful presentation. And then that new guaranteed renewal product is very exciting. I definitely believe you guys are headed in the right direction, which is why you guys are an A+ rated carrier and for for so long and have held that. So I'm very excited about that product as well. And just like you mentioned, yep, we have already been selling this product, so that's also good news. And I do see a few questions here, so I'm just going to go ahead and shoot them at you if that's okay, Jacob.
Yeah, we have time. Please do.
Alrighty, so no video for Cat being the first one. Donald, you'll just have to register for the next one. I'll promise I'll have my video next time. And then, let's see, presentation is very small. My apologies. We can fix that next time as well. Can you do a Roth conversion in first year? Can you withhold taxes on a Roth conversion? Can you withhold taxes in year one?
Yes, yes, and yes. Some of our products do have a partial free withdrawal in the first year. The product that I shared today, the Charter Plus, you have to wait until year 2 to do the tax withholding in year 1. But you can convert at any time. You just need to select the product that would have 10% liquidity in year 1, which would be that guarantee product that I showed. And we also have our Versa Choice 10 that you could do that in as well. That's an accumulation annuity. So
Mhm.
you can convert within the first 2 days of the policy if you want to, and you just need to play by the liquidity rules of the policy for tax withholding purposes.
Perfect. And then Eric, yes, we will have the recording later. We always do. We've also got our IAMS library up. Only question, Jacob. So I'm not sure. Will this be able to be recorded and put up, or?
Feel free.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just asking because sometimes, carriers for compliance, they tell us no, and so we'll have to have an unlisted link. So just let us know which way that ends up going. And then if a client has the accelerator still in surrender period, can we switch to the Charter Plus? So,
Um, yeah, so you can do internal replacements with us. Um, our replacement rules are the same internally as they are externally. We need to be at a 5% net loss or less for the client, and that's after a premium bonus. So that 5% net loss is usually pretty attainable, but we also need to be putting the client in a better rate situation overall, and making sure it's suitable all the way around. So the answer would be yes, it's possible, but you just want to make sure you talk with our suitability team to see if it is something we'll still approve.
perfect. Yep, absolutely. And if you have any questions with that, just give us a call. We'll give you the walkthrough on suitability, whatever you need. And then looks like the last question here. Can you send materials referenced? Yes, we've got all of that. So just give us a call. We usually send our material right after we get the recording for this. So yes, you will receive it. And I don't see any other questions here. I'm just going to launch a poll really quickly. One of the polls will be, um, If you're interested in appointing with North American, if you are not already, um, as you can tell, they've got a lot of value adds. They also mentioned Jacob also mentioned the incentive for producers at the end of it. And I caught some, let me know if this is launched or not. There we go. Would you like to get appointment paperwork for North American? I noticed some names on here in attendance, and so if you're not already contracted with North American, I highly suggest that you do so. And if you're not yet registered with IAMS, certainly the process is super simple. It really doesn't take a whole lot, and I'm sure you're already familiar with SuranceBay. That's what we use. So just give us a call and let us know. Definitely would love to get that product in your hands. It's super powerful, especially with where the industry is going this year. Plus, they've got award-winning indexes. They've got S&P intraday, so there's really a lot in there. So,
Excellent. Thanks for having me on, Kat. This was a lot of fun.
alrighty. Thank you so much, Jacob. You take care, and thank you for your time. Thanks for coming, guys.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.